to week 14 of marathon training. So it's after work. We're gonna go out for another run. We're getting down to the end of it. Here in about 2 weeks, we're gonna be in New York, getting ready to run. So yeah, it's coming quick. Today's just gonna be a quick little 5K after work. Just something to get blood going through the legs, you know, have some fun. This is probably one of my last runs with my current shoes. I went to the store the other day and I picked up some new shoes. They're the exact same style, everything, just a different color. Because I mean the shoes you train is the shoes you want to run with. Now you don't want to run in the ones you trained in, just because I mean that's gonna be a lot of miles on them and they're already gonna be breaking down. So you want to get some new shoes, put on some new miles on them, a few miles, so that way they're broken by the time you get to the race. But they're not like super broken in that they're almost like, you know, like no good. So I have that. I'm not running with them right now just because I went on a shipment from Amazon on some laces, because the laces on those are really short and I can't really tie my runner's loop on them. So yeah, I'm waiting for a lace to come in. They should come in today, actually here in about the next hour. By the time I get back from my run, they should be back. But yeah, we're gonna do that, change them out. So in tomorrow's run, I'll probably have them on, just get a feel for them as well too. But yeah, I also did get a blister, like on the last video that I said I was like, I'm probably getting a blister. I did, so I don't want to run too long today either and cause it to re-aggravate it. So yeah, we're gonna go do that real quick and let's go. It's gonna be a fun one. So it's coming. I mean, this is the end of the last couple weeks of marathon training. Nothing crazy, just keep the blood moving and stay in shape. So let's get this one in. 1 mile in, 9:50 first mile, so not bad. Just a nice steady run, around marathon pacing I guess, but yeah, doing well. So got a nice little breeze going too, which always helps out. Just enjoying the run. All right, 1.6 miles in, time to turn around. For those who don't know, a 5K is 5,000 meters or 5 kilometers. So that's 3.1 miles. So about 1.6 miles this way and about another mile and a half back. It'll probably be a little bit more longer than the 5K since it takes a little bit longer to get back to my apartment, because I go to the very far gate. So I add on about another half a mile or so. So it'll really be about 3.5 or so when we're done. But still, a good run. Very nice breeze going, in the shade. So it's not bad. 2.9 miles in, 29 minutes. Got another half mile left so to go. So overall, still doing well. Just a nice, easy Tuesday afternoon run. So yeah, doing well. 34 minutes, 3.5 miles. So not too bad. A nice steady pace. Felt good throughout. Nothing really of too much concern. Nice and easy. Those 5K runs, well, actually a little bit longer than 5K, but they're super easy to me now. I mean, I've done them, you know, all the time. That it's just whatever. So yeah, so far so good. So it's after work again, so it's time for another run. Today we're gonna do more of an interval run. Basically walk for a little bit, run, walk, try to get some tempo going. Yeah, also today is the very first day I decided to put this on, the KT Tape Blister Prevention. Basically what it does, they come in a little pack like this, and you open it up, and so let me show y'all. So yeah, so it's a little tube, you open it up and it has a roll, and about like each tape's about what, 2 inches long or something like that, or actually no, 3.5 inches. The little pre-cut strips, and then you just take them off and you put it onto the area that has a lot of blood that's gonna get blisters usually. So right now I have it on the arch of my foot because that's where my blister was getting at last time, and so I'm gonna see if that helps. I mean, I usually don't get blisters on I'll run this short, but I need to get used to running with it because that's when I'm probably gonna put one on the marathon day just to not get that blister. So yeah, so I have that on right now. I'm gonna see what it's like to run with it, see if I like it. I mean, it was only $8, so we're gonna run with those right now. I got the laces in. I got the new shoes. I still have yet to put the laces onto the new shoes, so I'll probably do that here in a bit. But before that, I'm gonna go ahead and run on the old Adrenalins, and I'll put the new laces on, and I'll go on with those later on. But yeah, we're gonna get this one in real quick. Just do a few intervals, and just get the tempo going, and yeah, really do some more speed work mostly. So this is gonna be a fun one.
All right, so 1 mile in the books, ran it in 8:55, so pretty fast pace. Well, it's more like a 10K pace for me. 10K to a half marathon pacing, but not too bad. I really don't feel the tape on my foot, which is good. So I mean, it's only been a mile, but yeah, I don't notice it at all, so that's always a good thing. But yeah, right now I'm just walking for a minute because we're doing, I was gonna do intervals, but they want to switch over to fartlek. So instead of doing like a mile and then like a minute or whatever, I'm gonna run for 5 minutes, walk for a minute, run for 5 minutes, walk for a minute. We're gonna do that over and over again. So that's the plan right now. So just changing it up. I haven't done fartleks in a while, so that's the plan. That's what we're doing. So here we go. Another run. We're gonna do this for another 5 minutes. So here we go. And time. Oh, that's the 4th fartlek right there. Probably gonna do 2 more or so. Got a nice little breeze going. I know that's probably gonna do 2 more, but see, now I'm gonna do 2 more. The one I'm in right now, and then a break, and then another one to end it for a total of 8 fartleks. So overall, not too bad. Enjoying this one. Feel good. So that'll end it for this run. Finally back in my apartment. I ended up doing 8 fartleks of 5 minutes running, 1 minute walking, over and over again at a pretty good pace. I was running around that 8:50, 9 minute pacing. Yeah, felt good. Now today's Wednesday. I ran Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I might try to sneak in one more quick run or bike or gym session tomorrow during my lunch break. We'll see what happens, because tomorrow evening I'm going up to Austin for this weekend's Formula 1 race. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make that a separate video, having the F1, my experience with the F1 race. But yeah, so this might end it for this video, at least in terms of running. We'll see what else I do, but it was a great run. This week's been pretty good. Nothing but shorter runs over and over again, getting the legs ready, easier workout sessions as well too. Just trying to get the body back to 100, as close to 100% as possible before race day, because it's coming quick. 2 weeks from tomorrow, which is a Thursday, we're flying out and we're going to New York. So yeah, it's coming quick. But I was very happy with this run. It was a good run. Okay, so like I mentioned previously, I did get new shoes because the ones I've had, I mean, I bought them at the beginning of marathon training, and you just put on a lot of miles on them. I mean, with all the runs we do during the week and then the long runs, I mean, they easily have at least 400, probably around close to 400 miles on them, which is not what you want on race day. So you want a shoe that's broken in but not fully worn out like the one I have right now. So you tend to buy a new pair of shoes about 2 to 3 weeks before the marathon, and you run a few runs on them, so that way they have about like 30 to 40 miles on them by the time you get to the actual race. So because of that, I went to
Academy the other day. I know I usually go to iRun to pick up my shoes, but the exact same Adrenalins, they actually have them at Academy. Same price, but they have a little bit more different options in terms of design, which is what I wanted. I always like having my design different from my training shoe, just because it's a lot easier for me to tell which shoe's what, especially when you have like 2 or 3 of the same pairs. But yeah, so I bought another one. It's the same Adrenalin GTS 22s, same size, 11. Basically the exact same thing. The only difference between them is the design. So my other ones I have right now are kind of like an all like navy style blue color, with a little bit of gray and a little bit of like orange reddish color inside them. And these I bought were gonna be more of a grayish color with the blue accents, which I actually like a lot because they're gonna match really well with the blue shirts that I wear when I run, and then of course like the grayish black, with my shorts and all that. So it should look really good on race day. You look good, you feel good, you're gonna run good. So yeah, that's the idea with that. So yeah, so now what I gotta do with these is actually gotta chain up the laces. Brooks comes with I believe it's a 42-inch lace. I can't remember off the top of my head, but either way, it's still too short from what I like. So because of that, I actually had to buy a pair of 54-inch lace off of Amazon. So yeah. So I gotta replace them. Luckily they carry them like in every single color, so I literally just like look at the lace color and try to match it up as best as possible, which is what I did. So yeah, so now I gotta replace them, and we'll start doing runs on these once I replace them, because the main reason why I said these are too short, like they tie very well when you do this, but you see this extra hole back here? This is actually for the runner's loop. And so what that means is that when you tie them, the very first thing you do is you make an extra loop through here. You'll put it in through here, and then once that goes into there, you run the other loop through this hole before you tie it. And what that does is that stitches up the back of the shoe. So this makes it basically this whole area right here kind of tight around your ankle, which is good because you usually size up a little bit on running shoes, because on the longer distance your feet starts to swell when you run that much, so you need room for it to grow. So yeah, so that just keeps this whole area up here tight, which is why I tend to always go with that knot. I've done the regular knot before, and it just didn't work for me. I like the runner's knot, so I always utilize that extra hole, and so because of that, it doesn't really tie too well, and I can't, I don't have enough room, and then things will start coming undone. Especially if I want a double knot. I usually double knot on races, and I started doing double knots on my other shoe, my other Adrenalin, just because they weren't working really well with the single knot. It was coming untied, so I'll always double knot, because the last thing you want to do is stop in a race because your shoe came untied. Like, that's just added time that does not need to be there. So to prevent that, I'll just double knot it and be done with it. So I need a little bit extra room for that as well too. So that's why we're gonna jump up in the length with the shoelaces. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them on right now. All right, there we go. I got the first one done. You can already tell the laces are a lot longer compared to what this one is. So yeah, this is gonna give me a lot more room. So this one's done. Now time to do the same thing to this guy. I always like having it off to the side, like this one, the one I'm looking at. That way I can kind of reference how the stitching goes, especially when it gets to this loop right here, the one in the middle, which one needs to run through that. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You just want to make sure when you do it, you're tying them up as you go, and that everything is getting nice and flat. You don't want any type of like curls or anything like that, so you want to make sure you keep on doing it the exact same way. And yeah, it'll just keep it nice and tight. You can just go down once you're done, I usually just go down and tighten them all up. Just make sure I have it as tight as possible, and that it's doing that way when it's time for me actually wear them. I mean, I have all the extra leg room I need, and that way they're nice and snug on me. So yeah, so that's that shoe done. Now we're gonna do the same thing to this guy. Well, there we go. Got both the left and the right tied, laced up. So yeah, so now they're ready to go. We can start doing runs on them. And then with the old laces, I just keep them just for, you never know when you're gonna need a lace. Or I mean, I even use them as like ropes to tie stuff, especially for like tubing and all that. You know, use them to lace up the tubes and stuff. So that's gonna end it for week 14. A very short week. I mean, we ran Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's lunch right now. I might sneak in a little bike ride once work pretty much ends for me before I leave to Austin tonight. Or I mean, I might just call it, have it as like a rest day. But yeah, because this weekend we're actually going to the F1. I'm actually going to the F1 race up in Austin. And if you've never been to one of those races, you do a lot of walking, so that's kind of gonna be my cardio and like my training for the week. Just mostly just so I can be up on my feet, walking around and getting them used to that. I mean, it's all cardio based, so that's gonna kind of be my like training for the weekend. So with that, I'm probably just gonna end this video here, and then I'm probably gonna make another one of this weekend's for F1 race. That way they can be kind of separate for people who want to watch either one. But yeah, so that's gonna end it for week 14. It's coming quick. I mean, it's a Thursday. 2 weeks from today is actually when we leave to New York. Early morning flight out of Austin. I'm flying out. It's a direct flight out of Austin compared to San Antonio, where we have a layover. So flying straight out to JFK, and yeah, it's coming quick. I mean, it's gonna be here before we know it. So yeah, so that's pretty much gonna end this video. Overall, pretty good. Love these short runs. Really keeping my body moving, but also allowing my legs time to recover as well too, and get as close to 100% as possible for race day. So with that, thank you, and we'll see you again next week. Or actually, we'll see you in the F1 video if you watch that. But if not, then we'll see you next week for week 15. All right, see ya.